Have you ever told everyone about something big you wanted to do, and for a moment it felt as if you had already done it? You felt proud, excited, important. But a few days later, the excitement disappeared, and so did the dream. Sometimes when we speak too much about our plans, they become harder to achieve. In a small village surrounded by fields and dusty roads, there lived a young man named Simon. He was known for his bright eyes and even brighter ideas. Simon was not lazy, and he was not foolish. In fact, he was full of ambition. The problem was not that he lacked dreams. The problem was that he had too many, and he loved talking about them. One week, Simon decided he would open the biggest shop in the village. He imagined shelves filled with goods, customers lining up at his door, and his name spoken with respect. Before he bought a single nail or piece of wood, he walked proudly through the marketplace and announced his plan to everyone. "I will open the greatest shop this village has ever seen," he declared. The villagers clapped. Some patted him on the back. Others said, "We always knew you would do something great, Simon." Their words wrapped around him like a warm blanket. That night, he went to bed smiling. He felt successful already. But the next morning, when the sun rose and it was time to begin the real work, something felt different. The excitement had faded. The energy he felt yesterday was gone. The tools seemed heavier than they should have. "I'll start tomorrow," he told himself. Tomorrow became next week. The shop was never built. Soon after, Simon found a new dream. This time he would learn pottery. He gathered the villagers again and spoke passionately in the village square. "I will make the most beautiful pots. People will come from other villages to buy from me." Again, there was applause. Again, there were smiles and praise. Simon felt that familiar rush of pride. But days later, the clay remained untouched. His hands stayed clean. The dream quietly faded away. Years passed like this. A shop. Pottery. A house. Farming. Carpentry. Each dream began with loud announcements and ended in silence. The villagers slowly stopped taking his words seriously. Simon began to feel ashamed. He could not understand why he never finished what he started. Deep inside, he felt stuck, as if something invisible was holding him back. One evening, as the sky turned orange and purple, Simon sat alone beside the old well at the edge of the village. His shoulders were heavy with disappointment. An elder approached him quietly. The old man was respected by everyone, not because he spoke often, but because when he did speak, his words carried weight. "My son," the elder said gently, sitting beside him, "why does your heart look so tired?" Simon sighed. "I have so many dreams, but I never finish anything. I start with fire, but the fire dies. I don't know what is wrong with me." The elder looked at him thoughtfully. "When a new idea comes to you, what do you do first?" "I tell everyone," Simon answered without hesitation. "I want them to know. I want them to be proud of me." The elder smiled softly. "Come to my garden tomorrow morning. I want to show you something." The next day, the air was cool and fresh. Birds sang as Simon entered the elder's small garden. The old man stood there holding two small seeds in his wrinkled hands. He gave one seed to Simon. "Plant this in the soil." Simon knelt down, dug a small hole, placed the seed inside, and covered it gently with earth. The elder then lifted the second seed high into the air and called to a few children playing nearby. "Look at this seed," he announced. "Soon it will become a strong and beautiful tree. Just wait and see." The children clapped and laughed. The elder placed the seed on a flat rock in the open sun and walked away. Days turned into weeks. The elder watered the buried seed quietly every morning. He spoke no grand words about it. He simply cared for it. Simon visited often. At first, there was nothing. Then one day, a tiny green shoot broke through the soil. Slowly, patiently, it grew taller and stronger. The seed on the rock, however, did not change. It dried under the hot sun. Birds pecked at it. Eventually, it disappeared. Standing beside the growing plant, the elder said, a seed needs darkness and silence to grow. It must stay hidden beneath the soil. If you leave it in the open and only talk about what it will become, it will dry out before it has the chance to live. Simon felt something shift inside him. The elder continued, when you announce your dreams, people praise you. Their praise gives you a feeling of success. Your mind begins to believe you have already achieved the goal. The satisfaction you feel from their words replaces the work you must do. So the fire inside you fades. Simon's face grew warm. The elder was describing his life perfectly. Each time he shared a plan, he felt accomplished without lifting a finger. The applause had been enough. He never needed to build the shop, shape the clay, or raise the house. In his heart, he had already tasted success. Dreams are fragile in the beginning, the elder said softly. They need protection. Keep them close. Let them grow quietly through effort and discipline. When the tree is strong, everyone will see it. You won't need to announce it. That night, Simon made a decision. He would choose one small goal and tell no one. He decided to build a simple wooden chair. There was no speech in the marketplace. No applause. No promises. After finishing his daily responsibilities, he worked quietly in a corner of his home. Some evenings he felt motivated. Other evenings he felt tired and frustrated. But because no one knew, there were no questions, no expectations, no early praise to satisfy him. There was only the sound of wood being shaped and sanded. He made mistakes. He corrected them. He learned slowly. Day by day, the chair began to take form. Weeks later, it was finished. Simon placed it outside his house and carefully sat down. The wood held firm beneath him. For the first time in his life, he felt a deep, steady pride, not the loud, exciting pride that comes from talking, but a quiet pride that comes from doing. The next morning, a neighbor passing by stopped and stared. Simon, this chair is beautiful. When did you make it? Simon smiled gently. I've been working on it. You never told anyone, the neighbor said in surprise. I wanted to finish it first, Simon replied. Soon, others noticed. Word spread not because Simon announced it, but because the work spoke for itself. Without making a sound about it, Simon began building a table. Then a shelf. Then a stool. Each project was born in silence and shaped by steady hands. Years passed. Simon became known as one of the finest craftsmen in the village. But he never walked through the marketplace announcing what he would do next. He simply worked. When something was finished, people saw it. When it was strong, it stood on its own. He no longer depended on praise to feel worthy. He no longer needed applause to begin. He had discovered something far more powerful, the quiet satisfaction of effort and completion. And so, the man who once spoke the loudest became the man whose work spoke the loudest. If you look closely at your own life, you may see a little of Simon in yourself. How many dreams have faded after being shared too soon? How often has early praise replaced real progress? A seed does not grow because it is admired. It grows because it is planted, protected, and patiently cared for. Keep your dreams close when they are small. Let them grow strong in the quiet soil of your effort. When they are ready, the world will see them. And you will not need to say a word.